My crush on Helen was alive, discovered. I've posted something showing my insecurities and my madness on Facebook. From my other friends' responses come in minutes. Been half an hour, and only one person I don't even consider a close friend has responded. Helen's on too. Is this a coincidence, or does she really not care for me, even as a friend? But she always ignores me when I try to talk with her on Facebook, said to talk to other people about my angst, plans entire fucking events without me even being a blip in her mind. I talked to her about it, and she said she cared for me and she'd like to help. Laughs bitterly. That's a lie. Like my whole fucking life. Well, I vented on Facebook, and they all come to comfort me and help me. Helen even told me to call her, and we just talked. Like friends. Hey, they offered it, not me. I said I didn't want to bother them at all. I hope the prom is awesome, because I want to bring Helen there. Smiley face. That's past even prom. I can't wait that long. I mean, she's a beautiful, talented, sweet girl. Someone's going to ask her, and what if she says yes? But she's the one I love. I mean, she's everything I want in a woman. Why does she always refuse my help whenever I try to help her with her homework? She says she's having problems and that she'd like to help. I offered help and I get a, nah, thanks for the offer though, every time. Need ideas for Helen. Need ideas. I am not naive. Helen, we've all agreed she's naive, but I'm not. Am I corrupt as most of you here? No, and I hope to keep it that way. It's been a couple of hours and can't think of an excuse, and she's not on Facebook, so... I know she's probably at home, but it's 10 PM right now, and I don't know her weekend schedule. Not a stalker. So I was being all mopey online like I usually am when Helen suddenly messaged me on Facebook asking if we could talk on Wednesday, which is the first open day for her, and saying she really needs to talk to me about things she's been noticing recently. She said nothing about it except how we need to talk and how she'll do it in a way that lets me say what's on my mind better. We agreed Wednesday at lunch. Is this good or bad, and what do I do? Yes, basically Helen said she wanted to talk to me in a counselor last week, and we couldn't get it to work because the scheduling was, so we planned for Monday. She randomly defriended me on Facebook, and I'm worried I'll be a total dick or blurt out my love on Monday. I mean, I was gonna ask her on Monday what the deal is. The other deal is how they constantly do things every week, and I'm never invited. It makes me sad. I've done nothing stalking-worthy. I wasn't planning to ask her out. I know I can't go anywhere in a possible relationship unless Monday is sorted out. I just don't know what it is. I will admit I'm perfectly fine if the spark doesn't exist. At this point, part of it is just not wanting to cause any damage to the friendship or making your other friends have to deal with the fallout. And you say it's obvious, but I've mentioned it to friends and they never noticed or would have guessed if I didn't tell them. Really, I am not obsessed. I know there are many other people if it fails. I would just love to have her as a friend even if the spark isn't there. I'll take a just friends speech easily. I admit if my crush was online, it'd be more inspirational. If I get Helen as a girlfriend and we're together for over 2 years, then it becomes an LDR. She doesn't want to stay in state for college. Well, thanks to Tendo, I apologized to Helen about if I've been weird. Twice. Told her I cared for her and that she means a lot to me, and said that if she'd ever need someone to talk to, I'm always there for her. Also gave her a side hug. She smiled at what I told her, said it's fine for the apology, and accepted the hug. She didn't accept me rubbing her shoulder when I overheard her venting to a friend, though. I don't know. I know I love her, but I don't know her thoughts on me. If I could just know, I could make my decision and be at peace. Just say she means a lot to me. I love to see her happy, and that I wonder if we could do something together. Alone. But when I talked to the counselor we're talking to Friday yesterday, I was asked questions like, do you think you've acted any differently? And do you think she's acted differently? And maybe you should step back and think about your interactions? Not helping me. But I would love at least for our friendship to become stronger, if not for us to fall in love. I just want to be happy with her. I haven't been stalking her. I've been trying to ask and she isn't answering. Maybe she doesn't know that there are signals of love. Maybe she thinks it's me being a good friend. I don't think I'm on thin ice. If nothing else, we're close friends. The day she promised to pray for me. Her, and some friends all snuggled in a blanket. We're friends. I know that. I want to know all that. I really do. I want to know every facet of her personality. I'm starting to remember the fact that she said we weren't close friends. Friday will suck. Here, a toast to confessions that turn out alright. Raises soda can. At least now I can know why she needed this and all this stuff in less than an hour. And if it goes well, I'll tell her, Ellen, I have feelings for you that are more than just friends. Much more. The second part too creepy? No, first I'll say hi and talk to her with the counselor like she wishes and discover why. If that's going well, I'll ask why I'm not invited to things and how it hurts. If that goes well, then I'll ask if she wants to do something with me over Thanksgiving break and possibly say, Helen, I have feelings for you that are beyond just friends. I still got a bit until our meeting, just trying to psych myself up before the meeting and get the kinks sorted out. If this works, I owe you all deeply. I just said I had feelings for her that were more than just friends. I'll just copy-paste my post on a different thread. Well, the meeting went as awful as I expected. She first was saying things about how if I have other people I can talk to and other groups of friends to be with because she's worried for me. That was all she wanted to talk about, but then I asked about the thing where I'm never invited to anything, and she said that I've known them longer, despite us being friends for about the same amount of time as the others, and how she doesn't see us as close friends, and just, ouch already. Then I told her I had those feelings for her, you know all about, and she said sorry, but she really doesn't have those same for me, and she already knew. That combined with the rest of the discussion told me that you guys are my only true friends, and you're not even nearby, and I just broke down crying with a broken heart, saying I should be up trying to be open because I'm always on the outside and have been for years. I won my poker face for the first entire part. I only started breaking down and I realized how much her and her friends don't seem to care for me. I just don't want to be alone to romance or friends. I didn't break down crying until after she left, telling me she really doesn't love me and she's sorry as well, and she already knew and it just made me feel awkward. No, she's a great person still. She does still worry for me and care for me, just as a friend. I know there'll be others, and heal sooner or later. Just let me hurt right now, okay? I could be with friends during lunch, except she'll be right there with all her friends. The lunch will either go well or hurt me more. But it's either be alone at lunch or be with her and her friends. I don't want to be alone. I don't want to be alone. I'll be civil with her, but she may not be with me, or it may hurt to be with her. I was going to ask her what I can do to make it not be awkward and for us to be close friends. I'm going to tell her I'll take any steps necessary. I could talk to her friends. I'm only going to really talk to her so I can figure out how to compromise. I don't want her like that. I just want her friendship. I'll back off her for a bit, but I only want a friendly relationship, and so does she. She just doesn't love me. That's fine to me for now. Neither of us need a clean break. We just need some time apart, and then there's water in the bridge and we're friends. But the problem is that it's hard, truly hard to tell your heart and brain that it's wrong. How do you learn how to do it? But yeah, Helen is the bad one. She never thought we were close friends. And yeah, I talked with other friends this lunch. I stayed far, far away from her. But seriously, I'm sorry if I've done you any harm or made anything awkward if I was a jerk yesterday, but you've been a great friend to me. I know we can go back to the friendship we once had or even see it grow. I'm still your friend and I'm still here for you. Let's not give up the friendship we had. Is this a good thing to tell her, or could everything get worse? I'm going to avoid her outside of that message. Just needed to say that to her. I thought she'd at least wanted my friendship. No, she wants me gone for good. Fine, I'll make her happy. I'll be alone if it means she's happy. All the people that share interests with me lead back to her. Hang out with her. It all goes back to her. Damn that bitch's social butterfly status. I thought she was a nice, sweet girl. She helped me when I felt bad and said she cared for me and would pray for me. All a lie, I see. I'm respecting her decision. I won't ever speak to her again. But I don't know how to move forward. I can't go to the rest of my friends who still care for me because it all leads back to her. Acquaintances, back to her. There's no way to just cut her out of my life. There's a lot of better ways you could have handled it. Saying in the meeting face to face how she's worried for me and cares for me and stuff, and then saying sorry she doesn't share my feeling. Fine, acceptable. But when the next day the same guy says very politely that he wants to keep the friendship they've shared, I'm sorry, let me be blunt, you're making me uncomfortable, I don't want you as a friend anymore. Please respect my decision. Not pulling it off well. I'm trying to deal with it, but at best it's been 12 hours since it occurred. I'm going to take a bit. Oh god, I'm talking to Helen in less than an hour. Wish me luck. Now I'll say something creepy or dumb or hurt her friendship or be too accusatory and she'll just plain reject me if it goes well and I tell her how feelings were just beyond just friends. No, let me handle this, and it'll be years before I propose if that somehow happens. Walks in with a runny nose and tear-stained cheeks. Well, the meeting went as awful as I expected. No, the rest of her close friends. I loathe that term more and more. Act to her almost the same way, minus crushing on her. Even then, I tried to not have her know. I'm proud of her for noticing and piercing it together. No, when they're all social butterflies, me being a guy with only one group of friends who you could argue shows too many of his one proms on them is a valid worry. I wish I could be invited to a social event. I'd give anything for that door to be open.
Fuse. Since I'm going to be gone for a couple of days after I wrap up Brutal Legend, there will be a full announcement on that discussion later if anyone's curious. I'm gonna go ahead and say this here. Warning, this was written with anger. I've told you that you should be prepared if this was the case. And I've told you several times that from what you've told me about them, I don't fucking like your friends. I realize high school was a decade ago for me, and things are probably different now, but I was never happier than the day I discovered the internet, and that I could make friends with people outside whatever trash happened to be available around me. I had a couple of good friends, sure, though that was more because our school was so goddamn tiny that everyone pretty much had to stick together. And I know you're probably tired of me telling you this, but almost no one I know at my age is still friends with the people they knew in high school. Hell, my buddy Samantha, who I honestly referred to at points in high school as my heterosexual soulmate, she and I almost never talk anymore, just because who you are in high school is going to be very different than who you are as you grow up. I know it pretty much sucks to be lonely, and to have people be that way towards you, and to want someone, anyone, to just be there. And I wish there was some way I could fix that for you. But Fuse, they are not worth your sadness. If they really treat you that way, they're cunts. Pardon my language, but I needed a strong word. And you shouldn't bother to waste a second of your time fretting over them. I know that's easier said than done, and it's easier for me because, as we've discussed, you are a much nicer person than I am and somewhat less inclined to punch people in the face for pissing you off. But high school ends, dude. Like I told you, I was honestly surprised when I got out alive, let alone with my sanity intact. And it took me a full semester of snarling at people in college before I realized, hey, I don't have to hang out with these bitches just because they're in my class. There's other people here. I can go out and find people who I like. That's part of what's wonderful about college. Instead of it being the same people from the same place with the same boring old bullshit going on all the time, you can find people from everywhere with different interests and values that aren't entrenched in their own cliques already. If I was you, and thank God I'm not, because I'd end up getting arrested once I was done with these people, I'd tell this bitch exactly what I thought of her, and that I've seen her type, and she's an uncaring whore who's going to gain 200 pounds in her ass, lose half of her teeth to meth, and have 4 babies with different daddies in about 5 years. But since you're a nice, intelligent young man who doesn't go out of your way to hurt people, your best bet is going to be to politely thank her for her time, and then just ignore her. If she wants to make amends, put it on her. Make her sleep in the bed she made. And if she keeps acting like that, trust me, in a few years she'll think back on that one sweet boy who honestly liked her for who she was, and she'll regret that she bowed down to whatever peer pressure kept her from just accepting him. Blah. And I know that because I was that girl. There was this one guy in my class, Colin, and he was so in love with me. He was kind of an annoying kid when we were young, but he definitely got better as we grew up, and we were pretty good friends. But he was black, and I'm white, and we were in Arkansas, and even though my parents and his guardians would have accepted it without a second glance, there was just too much of a chance that we'd take a lot of bullshit, so I never reciprocated. And to this day I regret it, and I wish I had just taken the chance. I'm so happy for Colin now, because he's gone on to be a very handsome, nice, intelligent, well-to-do man with a girlfriend, possibly a wife by now, who loves him dearly. But I still, to this day, wish it was me. I don't know if any of this is going to make you feel better, but you do have us, and admittedly, sometimes we might fuss at you a little if you get too carried away with angsting, but we'll never ever not be here for you when you really, really do need us. E-hugs might not be as good as real ones, but maybe it'll be enough to get you through. And yeah, I know, I just ranted a lot, but seriously, you guys have no idea how much I don't like Fuse's friends.
Oh, I really do want her to live a long, happy life as either the history teacher or actor she wishes to be. If she can find a man or woman who loves her for who she is and who makes her happy, then I hope I'll know. But I see you as my big sister. I trust your opinion so much. My counselor said she'll try to talk to Helen about what I talked to her about after she left and to ask if she could open the door to inviting me. No, I asked the counselor to do it for me because I'm sick of trying to ask. Is in the corner crying. She wants me gone. She wants our relationship over and done with. She's crying. Mist was right. Mist was right. They're all awful people. Every last One of them. All my effort, all my care, all I said to them about what good people they are and how I'm always there, all for naught. All for people who never deserved it. Did you guys see my update on what the girl now said to me? She followed up by saying, "Sorry, I don't know how I can make this any clearer, but you're making me uncomfortable and our friendship as a whole isn't working out. There's nothing you can do. Please respect my decision." Yeah, I was seriously crying last night because of that. That's why I went to sleep earlier than usual. I needed it. I made some dumb, in-jokey decisions and magical while drowning the dock was dumb, and I trusted complete two-faced snakes who never deserved my trust. Maybe this is a part of the quote. There's no way I can talk to my other friends because Helen is right fucking there. She's always there. I know there's literally no way me and Helen can even be at the same table, and I won't make it my friends choose who to be with, partially because I know I'll lose. I'm sure she had her reasons. Maybe something happened in her past, or maybe she thought she was being too close, or maybe she thought I was a clingy stalker. And seeing how, according to my cousin Helen, as one of the directors of the middle school show, told the other directors to not let me do crew things because I make her uncomfortable, I don't even know what to think. My dad is saying to completely ignore her period and stop hugging my friends IRL the second they mention her name. My dad said only take an apology from her if it's in writing. My dad said don't speak to her and stop speaking to my friends if they mention her name. My dad said if she asks to talk, say "I'm sorry, no," and walk away. My dad is going to talk to the dean about things she's done. I don't want her to get any more stress as she needs no more weights on her back, and I don't want to be responsible for a weight on her back. I know she's being immature. Blueberry. I know she's being immature. I know she was being a total jerk. I just know it's partially my fault too. I'm dumbfounded that I did nothing, and she decided I weirded her out enough to try and crowbar me from my friends and from theater. Seriously, not cool at all. That actually offends me. I just wish I knew where to put her on the scale. That's what's driving me mad. I understand she was immature and treated my friendship like it was her and hers alone. I understand she acted like a child instead of the grown woman she is. You say I always see the best in people. Maybe I'm still seeing the sweet girl buried deep within.